Now you've created a review in Expert LMS, it's time to start adding some questions. So come to the Reviews feature, click on Cycles and find the review you want to start work on and click it to load the question screen. On the left-hand side will be the questions for the employee to answer, and on the right-hand side will be the questions for the manager to answer. The questions can be the same or they can be different. It's completely up to you and the manner in which you want to set your review out. To add a new question, come to either the employee or the manager side and click the New button here. There are 4 types of question that you can include: multiple choice questions, true and false, matrix, and free text, and we'll go through each of these in turn. There is also a title and description box. So if you want to be able to split your review into sections, you can click this box, add a section title, and then you can describe the section for the user here. Just like with the other areas of the system that use this text editor, you can edit the text, you can change if you want it to be a header and some of the formatting, and then you can also press insert and insert an image into here as well if you want to make it a little bit more interesting. Remember to place these as sections in between the questions. Let's start with our first question type, which is multiple choice. You type your question in this box, and then below is where you type your answers. Look out for the info point, which shows you how to enter each answer, so make sure you hit enter or the return key after typing the answer. You can put as many options in as you want. For example, yes, no, maybe. If you set this to be a scored review, you can now enter the points that are awarded for each answer in this box. For example, 10, 5, and 1, like so. Finally, you can add a tag to a question. So this is a bit like categorizing a question. Just simply type in a new tag and hit return. Or if you've already got some in, you can just change it like so. In a performance review that's scored, you'll then be able to pull questions via tag. If you require more than one selection, you can enter that into the box at the bottom. And once you're happy with the correct question, click create. Next, let's add in a true or false question. So again, type the question here. Tag it if you wish to, like so. And again, on a scored review, enter in the points that are awarded for each answer, like so. Next, let's start a matrix question. As with previously, type the question, give it a tag if you want to, and then we'll come on to the columns and rows. You can edit this to your heart's content. If you want to edit any of the text in a column or a row, simply double click on the word, delete it, and then type whatever you would like in here. If you want to then delete any columns, simply hit the delete key, like so. And if you want to add a new column or a new row, type in the box here, and then click the plus icon there, like so. To award points for each answer, you would just type into the points box, which changes it for the entire column, like so. The default is to only allow one selection per row. If you want to edit that and allow multiple selections per row, you can toggle here at the bottom of the screen, and now the user would be able to pick more than one answer. The final question type, and is always good with reviews, is a free text question. As with all other questions, simply type what you like here, and again, change the tag if you want to tag the question. Now, in a free text review, you can add keywords in the response. So if your user types a certain keyword, they can be awarded or lose points. You can decide if their response contains or doesn't contain a word. So, for example, excellent. If the response contains excellent, we'll award 10 points. However, if it doesn't contain excellent, we'll lose 5 points, like so. So you can add a negative value. Add as many keywords as you want, so then you should know how the user should be answering in a scored review, so you can add them all in here. Once you've begun to add questions and you're running multiple reviews, you don't have to repeat yourself and type the questions out again. Up here at the top is a Show All toggle. By clicking that, the system will pull through any other questions that you've created in the past, and you can simply turn them on or off using this toggle here. If you've got a question that you've perhaps put to the wrong side, or you want everybody to answer this question, click the three dots, and then you can either set the question to a manager and it will move across, or you can set the question for everybody, like so. Finally, from the three dots, you can also choose to edit or delete a question here as well.